This is a good setup for the first guest. Like, this is good. Yeah, this is good. It's like really got his P's and Q's and triangles where it need to be. You know?
Word. I was working on the triangles.
Yeah.
I was definitely like
Yeah,
working on the
the vibe in
triangles.
here.
For sure. All right. So boom. We are here on the 5th episode of the Money and Brand podcast. Headphones. We're gonna work with it though. So I'm here with Mr. Latif Rashad, illustrator for Wisdom Fashion House. I'm gonna let you tell us about Wisdom.
Yeah, so thank you for having me. I'm Latif Rashad, designer and half of Wisdom ATL, Wisdom Fashion House, a creator of Wisdom Fashion House as well, and an illustrator for things on the side, whether it be Wiser, the Adventures of Wiser, and just things I do for others as well. So that's kind of my identity in at least this space. But jumping in, Wisdom has a long story, so I'll start by opening up by saying, it was developed uh, mainly in 2014 during like probably one of the golden eras of Atlanta culture. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when everybody was outside and so many people were getting these, breaks in music and also the world, the entire world pointing their point of view onto Atlanta. And so we were just pollinating wisdom during that time to everybody from the early stages of artists that you love and know to people that were at the prime of their career. And we're just moving around. In 2016, we got a little more presence here in the city. And it's like history from there. We just kept growing continuously. But today, Wisdom stands as a contemporary fashion house, fashion and design. And just us creating either streetwear to accessories to eyewear right now, really mainly eyewear, and giving this message that wisdom is a luxury. And when I say wisdom is a luxury, it feels and means that the more you know, the more accountable you are. And so I create product for people who are intentional about how they look and feel and what they know, and and what does that look like on the body, and what does that look like feel like when you have our pieces on. That's what we focus on. And then we also it's really like tapping into the inner kid. Like a lot of our stuff is, I call it, I call myself a black kid on the spaceship. But I want to translate to people so they can follow whatever that is for them. And so some of our product and branding has that material and that look to ignite that. Whether you need to remember it to forget it, or you need to remember it to empower you.
Word. Okay. So when Wisdom was starting out, what was the idea for it?
Yeah, so like I said, 2014 is when I always say that's our starting point because if you pull the veil back, I started in high school, 16, 10th grade, so it goes way back. But if I had to go there, because that is the beginnings, I would say that it started with me it started with me collecting Jordans, like retro Jordans, but that also started with and then real quick, we can probably cut this. Picking up my voice here is like steady.
Yeah, I tested it earlier. It's low, but I'm just
Okay. I just wanted to make sure so that we don't do all this.
It definitely got louder when you started looking.
Okay, so I might need to just bring it close. Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to make sure for your production and stuff. That's me being a little creative.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
But yeah, I have to start and by sneakers and music. Those the first two. Learn. I felt like I had to go back and learn retro Jordans. Because being born in '94, but raised in the 2000s, it was like that. It's something that you feel like you have a gauge on, but you missed it. So I went back and did my research. And same thing for like music and hip hop. Went back and studied like a lot of tapes that people would say, "Oh, you never heard Illmatic, you never heard whatever it was." But that's me at 16. Like just being curious. Then I started to see like Nike ads. Then I started to see like 10 Deep and the Hundreds and Supreme and Stussy, and I was and Dom Kennedy and Mac Miller, and I'm like, yo,
Sometimes.
this is what I want to do. You know, like we in high school and Rita in the middle of Atlanta, Stone Mountain, really, and it's like, you know, where's the market for this place? But I've always had this sense of I know I'm bigger than where I am now, or I have a certain, you know, just standard for myself and growth that I want to achieve. So I just ironed that out and drew it in class every single day. You know, my thing was, can I mimic a Nike ad? That was like what I really wanted to do. I wanted to go, oh, Nike could do a crazy commercial and crazy little poster. Let me just do that with Photoshop and like film it with my friends. So he would just do that, and the response was ridiculous because at first it was just friends in high school buying the clothes like immediately. Hey, we dropping the brand on the next semester. Sold out those pieces, but as they got used to that, I realized, oh, people are buying the lifestyle, and not even if they are buying the lifestyle, I want them to buy the lifestyle. So I just went then to like focus in on that, and it just kept growing. My teachers was purchasing from me and failing me at the same time. I had to like, you know, the administrators are taking the bag like you can't sell in school. I used to get suspended a lot before I started doing something like this, which is like a positive thing. But I used to be in trouble a lot. So when I started selling clothing and like my own product, the administrators would still take my stuff. And I remember running to Miss Boger, which is like one of the most, I feel like she was the cruelest administrator we had. And she used to just give me it's like she did a book at me in a way when I went to her office. But when I started doing what I was Wisdom, she just went into mentor mode. She just supported me heavy. So
Yes.
she was able to get my bag back from another administrator. He had a bald head. His name was Mr. Corker. So I'm guessing he just was like, he just had a bad like upbringing and his wife was cheating on him or something. So he was just like, you know, not cool. Like he just wasn't cool. He did like that wasn't cool. Like I think that showed me like, man, you don't want a young black kid in this school that you know has no windows, no resources to like thrive off something that he believes in. That was crazy to me. That's when I started gaining knowledge of self, and I'm like, yo, I don't rock with him. Like I
Yeah.
realized like that's somebody I don't want to. I don't like that energy. That's not. And so I started teaching myself from lessons and also learning around me and who I want to be around, who I want to be like. And so, yeah, I got him though. I played him. I went to the principal um, and gave him a hoodie and was like, "Thank you for letting me sell in school." Like, it didn't change my whole projection of myself in school and like who I wanted to be. And he took it and wore it. So next time he took my bag, the principal had the hoodie and was like, "No, Latif could sell in school." So I was getting strategic. I was getting smarter. I don't give up. I don't quit when things, you know, these are lessons, and they're like, yo, you really want to do this? Like, yes, I do. So I'm gonna risk it, you know. So I just kept doing that, and eventually, you know, like I said, the lifestyle started catching on to other schools, and we went to colleges, did college tours, and then we hit Atlanta, 2014. So all that was before 2014. Yeah,
All that was before 2014.
yeah, we did the college. I did career day for my own high school and class in 11th grade. So and then I was getting suspended, and then I also was failing. So it's like, what is life? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
what are we really doing if I can sit here and inspire and I didn't even? So, and I'm saying that from that mindset. Now I get what I'm doing, obviously, but before it was like, how is this even possible? So it helped me stay confident and just stay curious. Yeah.
Okay, so what was the first product that you dropped?
First product was the what I'm wearing crazy, right? It's the Wisdom shirt, Wisdom logo on the
Okay.
t-shirt. This is the most highest quality we've got it to at this point, but I had the gilding with the screen print from King Screen in Metropol in the Met, you know, the Met Atlanta. They didn't call it the Met yet, I think, but that was
Mm-hmm.
like first place I went and print my shirts and learned how to go. Okay, we're going. You know, cost of goods is 12 per shirt. We selling it for 20. Like that's when I learned that process. I always knew to keep my cost of goods low. Like I was already ahead of the game. You know that. Like for I met a lot of people. They like, damn, I just started learning that, and they like, what 9 years into their brand. So I realized I was ahead of my time. Really, I was a little smart kid. I just didn't want to go to school. I just wanted to do it my way. So I was like, so it's really cool to have. I'm blessed to have that awareness then.
Right. So, okay, that was your first product. So where was like social media at there at that time?
I think social media, Instagram. Well, we was Twitter and we was on Facebook, but Instagram was being born with 2010. It was like so we had a page, and that was a super huge help because we just started growing gradually on there. So we just started posting to 2014 as well. Yeah, because that we were. Like, I remember posting this picture of me and Vashti because it was like I was young, so I already known of her from watching Kid Cudi videos and watching ADHD. You know, she was behind the scenes on that. And so when I met her, I had a crush already. I was like, man, if I run into her, it's crazy. But it just made me like realize, wow, this stuff is attainable. So I
Yeah.
got a picture with her, and I just kept it on my page. It was like my first picture, and I was just like, this is what it's gonna be. I am who I am, and the world's as I grow, more things gonna point me in this direction to be big as what a Vashti was at the time, and whoever else I want to like be like. So, yeah, it was helpful of telling a narrative and story, and that's really what got people on the branding and the lifestyle. Because then people are like, we just started getting responses that were ridiculous. Like we were young kids getting invited into parties and events off of Wisdom. Like, oh, they coming in, and we just like we don't even know nobody. We just came from Snow Mountain on the train. You know what I'm saying? So imagine that leaving your mom's house to get on the train, and you're in the city of Atlanta, and they're just like, yo, y'all the star, like y'all stars come in. It's crazy. So it's just stuff like that. We believed in ourselves, so we did it. You know.
Sure. So what um when you started building, okay, so was it like just you and then you started adding pieces to a team, or did the team already have stuff going on and y'all combined ideas?
It was just me at the beginning, and this is drawing the logo in class. It was me just playing with stuff because I was on Tumblr and coming to school. But then I had two friends in my Spanish class. It was Nate, and we called him Boosie. It was just, I can't remember his real name because his real name was like Clarence or something. But we used to call him Boosie. He had a Boosie fade, and he had a little voice like. So he's like Boosie, me, and Nate. We're gonna make this thing take it to the top. And so it was us three. It was us. It became me and Nate, but Boosie was there. But Boosie just, he was. We just didn't see him outside of school. Me and Nate lived up the street. So first, it was me. I went to my mom. I used to just before this all happened, I was getting like some type of money from my mom or something. Then I started I had little jobs here and there. Then I started doing entrepreneurship, was buying Jordans and selling them. So it was like my gradual process that's how I started sustaining my own income.
Mm-hmm.
And then my mom, one day I'm like, I got some money, I sold some Jordans, but the shirts I don't have enough yet. So I just went half for my mom. I was like, Mom, can we do this? And da, da, da. She helped me do it. I was like, we made the money back, and I was like, I want to do this on my own, so it's cool if I She was like, of course, like I want to support you. So then I called Nate. I was like, bro, we can get the shirts. I can go by myself and do this, but I know it'd be better with a team. So me and him started just going on the products and selling them, and so it just that started that. And then we had people around us like I have nephews that are like my brothers, and because my older brothers and sisters are like my aunts and uncles because of our age difference. So their sons are related like my brothers and sisters technically. So yeah, we was hanging out a lot. Danny, Jiggy, and Ja. We was all together. Dylan, and then my homies like my brother Fresco. I met him at Redan because we were both like the two points in school where everybody's like, "Yo, y'all not heard Fresco rap? He crazy." And the other side's like, "Y'all heard I seen Wisdom shirts? He crazy." He's like, so we eventually crossed paths and that was like when we met. It was like this. It was just right. It was like we were both on the same point, and we never stopped, hustling together, moving together as a team since then. And we were kids, like it's crazy. So, it was us, and that's we started hitting the city together, all in groups, like. They called us like we had different names. People called us Hidden Tribe, Wisdom, whatever. Like just a group of kids, and we was on Little 5 Points. We were in front of Little 5 Points with a clothing rack, and I always said we're gonna get in Wish, we're gonna get in Wish, and obviously later we did, but we was laying down bricks every single day, putting out videos of what we did that day because we would have the craziest of days. It'd be like we start home and then we end somewhere random, and it's like, why didn't we get none on camera? So I started filming it. I started grabbing the camera, and that's how Latif Sees It was born. Because I was like, I see how we, like being head ass. Like I see what this is, but on a real level, it's like I have an eye for what I do, so that's why I say sees it. You gotta do see it. I do see what we need to like. Even my friends, like, yo, you should be doing. You should wear this on the next drop you make. You should post the artwork like this. That's me with everybody on the team. So it was like, I have the vision, almost like ASAP Yams. Like I'm the one with the vision. So Latif sees it. It only makes sense. But yeah, over time we would sell shirts and we would get it would get hard. Like we wouldn't be making sales and we have to give stuff for free. And I think that's what Nate was like. He wanted to make his money, and I was more like, I'm for the brand. Like I'm dying for this. Like my thing is, if we gotta give this for free, it's gonna be on somebody and they're gonna wear it. And his thing was like, yo, we can't just give this away. Yeah.
Like what? When you say you for the brand, what did you mean by that?
Like I wanted this thing to grow. I wanted it to be huge, and I know you got to take sacrifices for that at times. And if you got the vision, then and your intuition is locked in with it. I know what we should do, and I always have known, So in moments, I'm like, yeah, we ain't selling these shirts. Like people walking past and they ain't really saying that, but it's because nobody knows it. Let's find some people that are cool around this school, and let's give it to them first. And he's like, that's hard to tell, after you put your money up. But to me, I'm like, trust me, things will. But I'm for the long run, so that's what I mean. I'm more so for the long term, not the right now. So it may be challenging now, but it's like we're gonna figure this out. We got to be strategic, got to be smart.
Okay. So when you say you want this thing to grow, you mean like the message behind wisdom?
Yeah.
Earlier you mentioned the black boy on a spaceship, like, and the feeling. So basically, you saying like you want more people to feel like this, or what do you mean by that?
So like spreading the brand is like spreading the lifestyle and getting the message out and getting people to wear it more. But yeah, like you gotta give, we giving you almost selling people inspiration at a certain point. So yeah, giving them a lifestyle so they can be inspired to live that way or dress that way or act that way or say, oh, that is my tribe. I do those type of things. I like that kind of color. Like, just when you play music, like you go on your your iPhone or Spotify, and you just type some Drake in or some Tyler the Creator, and you're gonna go in there and play a song, and you realize like the song makes me feel like this right now, so I wanted to hear the song, and so there's products and things and music and shapes or whatever are usually like these things that inspire you and kind of have you in this mode of I want to feel like this right now. Like I want to be engulfed with this type of theme or this I feel in my bag right now. I want to make people see I'm in my bag. So creating a product that makes people feel whatever that is for me. Why do I create? Because it makes me feel like a kid and I'm on a spaceship where I could do anything. And, I'm abundant in wealth. I'm abundant in culture, influence, and life, and design, and intelligence, or whatever. And so I'm naturally that. That makes me feel good. So I feel like another person would be like, I want to design at the level that he's designing, or I want to create music at that level that he's doing it, or cinematography at that level. So product can make you feel that. If you wear a Wisdom pair of eyewear and you go into a art event where your favorite artist is in there, you should feel like on his level or her level or something. Like you should feel like Wisdom puts me in a space where I know into myself and I know what I like, I know what I'm good at, know what I can create. I have a sense of self, so I'm valuable. So, you're luxury, so I want to give people that feeling. And also that tone of like, you can fuck up if you want, like you're a kid, like you, in a way, you should be ignited in certain emotions and certain ways of your inner self, your inner kid self, which makes you like realize like that balance is like this is an important structured lifestyle, and to track what you want, you have to have some structure and balance. But this other thing is this spiritual side where you don't have no boundaries and rules, and you are deemed whatever you want because of just being alive. So that self comes alive when you wear wisdom, and if you mix those two, like come on, you know what I'm saying? That's Hova. That's like your favorite, just Pharrell. That's Virgil. Like they live in that space where how is this possible? You're making 100 million. Like how? Your crib is crazy. Like yeah, because they not only tapped in with the structure, they tapped in for like who they are and what they're here to give, and that's just deemed to them. You can't take it away. That's that inner kid. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's what wisdom is. That like when you wear it and you hear it, you should feel like You should feel like the most powerful. Like, I'm good. I know what I like. I like to design like this. This is wisdom.
Very important. Very,
Yeah.
very important.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about let's fast forward to today and what wisdom is up to lately.
Yeah, it's getting crazy. So I don't know where to start, but we just did our collab with Cortez Bryant. So shout out to my brother Cortez. We did the Eyes Talk campaign. That's one of the most recent projects we put out. We got so many new things like attached to that as well. But this collab was Cortez is Lil Wayne and Drake's previous manager, and like Nicki Minaj, Kanye, so many people. But he has been wearing glasses and eyewear his whole life. 2020 vision, but just wearing the clear lens. And people have always stopped him like, yo, you always wearing glasses. When are you gonna drop your glasses and do this or whatever? So it was like, yo, he pulled up one day and bought glasses from me, and we went to his office, and then the rest was history. And yeah, and we already just being around him. I've been in so many rooms, and I'm like, this is it get crazy. Like we were with Drake the other night, and that was insane. And I'm like, things already been crazy for me before that, but that was like secure. Okay, we getting somewhere. We getting to some different rooms. Like so, that's just on a personal level of being in those rooms. But on a business level, we doing really good, and and other things like that. It's so much that I can't even speak on yet because it's in the works. But little hints and teasers is like, what else? We've been traveling a lot, so we done hit Tennessee and did some content with some stores out there and working on relationships with them. We done hit Vegas, tapped in with like 27 stores out there, which was a super experience. Shout out to Jason Jeter and Ryan for like just being there and pulling us the opportunity to get there. And Blue was there as well. And my brother Chico was with us, and then also Neiman Marcus. So we just hit Wisdom and Neiman Marcus, which is like,
let's talk about it.
Yeah, that's it's bound to happen, but wisdom is bigger than those things, but it's bound to happen, and being in those shoes and being in these stores is like dreamlike. But my goals I got a lot of goals, so when I'm in these spaces, I'm already thinking like, what am I really saying and what am I really doing before I'm so excited for where I'm at. But I'm also appreciative of where I'm at. So, it's so much more. A glimpse I would say, because I'm not supposed to say this, but one thing is we created like over 9 new styles of the wisdom frames, and if you got wisdom frames, you got the wisdom frame 1s, wisdom frame 2s, 3s, 4s. We done got it up to 5 now, but we got 9 new ones now. And then we have.
Okay, so you got them like retros.
Yeah. So
okay.
Because remember, I took all my money from Jordans and bought, wisdom. So it's like the story is like I'm keeping that piece because it taught me entrepreneurship, and it was that first inspiration, like looking at the bottom of a Jordan 7 to the fly net, on a Jordan 5 was so inspiring because it's like, what the fuck? What is this? Like, this is so hard. And so that gave me gives a lot of black kids their first jump at design and changing the world. So I always want to implement that because that's what wisdom frames are. It's going to look at some kid and be like, these shapes is crazy, and they got him designing, her designing, or whatever. And so, but yeah, one special thing is something with Nickelodeon soon.
Nice.
And yeah, that's I'll just
I
leave
can
that
definitely
there.
see that.
Yeah, it matches. That's what I'm saying. We so
Yeah.
expansive because we almost got two faces. Like I always say, wisdom is duality because you got a side of knowing yourself, you got a side of finding yourself. And so when I create, it's like I have these high luxury pieces, and I used to have like some nice streetwear. I could just throw this on, you know, ready to wear pieces. And I'm like, those are two sides of the brain or two sides of yourself. Because sometimes you just want to be relaxed and just throw something on with a nice bracelet, with a nice chain or whatever, or a hat. And you more like, I'm just hopping on the plane, or I might go ride my bike, or I might go to this gala, I might go to this art show, and I'm about to put it on. And so I want wisdom to have facets. And so, yeah, when I think about those things, I think about the duality of the product, how it can exist in so many places. So Nickelodeon to a
Mm-hmm.
Neiman, yeah. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah, it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, what are some things that you feel like, and kind of wrapping up, some things that you feel like stop people from like chasing their dreams, and just kind of like in relation to maybe obstacles you've had to overcome, or
People probably
just
get into this space of I'm an adult now and I need to do this way. And that could be like I'm not deemed as successful yet because I don't have a wife or a husband or whatever, whoever you are, or a house or a car or a job or a career. And it's like people judge themselves so hard and trying to reach this idea of themselves to impress someone else that told them they're not enough. And so like I'd be like, fuck all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's
or
hard, definitely, because you can go to spaces and you have friends that you can even have friends who are successful at things, and they're like, hey man, you need to just stop that and go this way. And it's like, fuck them too. And not like I don't want to be a friend of them, I don't love you, but I'm not listening to you, bro. Like, no,
right,
because that's not. You go what your heart says, your gut says, and watch them be like, whoa, surprised. And they should probably be calling you like, wow, I didn't know you was going to achieve this, or I knew you was, but damn, I probably can't, but that's what makes me choose my other path. But to sum that all up, people do go to that range and don't have faith in themselves or get discouraged, and everyone's not the same. So the inspiration I have to say I'm doing what I want to do is different from the person that's like has different ways of how he or she grew up. So it's not easy to attain that space, but I'm gonna give tips on how you could do it.
mm-hmm.
But I'll say first, that look at that and just don't put yourself up to those standards and be at your own pace. Like you could be, I don't know what age you are, but you could be at any age and just start whatever you want to do right now and just put the seeds in right now and start today. And you watch yourself in 2.5 years or maybe a year or maybe 6 months, like to see the difference in growth. People have to realize when you go to the gym, it's not most people can't stay consistent because they're like no results. Yeah, that's how the body works. Same thing with the emotional space. You lose somebody, you don't forget tomorrow. Whether it's your uncle that you loved and he passed, or it's a girlfriend that you had, you loved her, and it's like, you're not gonna forget that tomorrow. It's a gradual process, and you have to, when you choose a side, commit to it and see it through. And because at the end of the day, you don't get to stay here forever, so respect the universe and like what she's teaching you and what she's saying. You're still abundant. I just had to let you see it this way because you're everything. You're not just in your body and you're you and life's falling down on you. No, life's happening for you. So I say like, if you change your perspective, you can like start to say, I'm on my own time, and you can get on your divine time. When you're on your divine time, it don't matter what somebody's saying. It'll come to you in this time, and whatever's yours is already yours. So I look at things like that, like whatever's yours will be. So imagine you wake up and you're like, this world is mine. Wait a minute. Like, this, damn, it could be like this. I got to pay my taxes. I got to get my car fixed. Just do it one by one. Like, at the end of the day, and then take a break at 3 o'clock. Like, go do something you like. But you can do all this stuff is manageable with the right mind state. It gets intimidating, it gets challenging, but you want to give the universe the idea that you have no resistance to what she's giving you. As in, she throws something at you, your tire bursts, be calm and fix the tire. She gonna like, okay, now I know you ready for the next thing. But don't just run away. Don't give up. You're gonna step back yourself and your lessons that you need to learn. So this, at the end of the day, reality is a mirror. So whatever you are on the inside is coming out on the out. So if your life's not where you want it, it's because inside you haven't sat with yourself long enough, or you might be jumping and taking love and attention from so many people that you don't even know what you want, and giving to so many people you don't know what you want. So slow down, be on your own time, be at your own pace, to find out what it is you want, and then go for it. And I'll say stay consistent, because like I said, in the gym, it's not overnight, and you'll feel better. Like it's not even about the body you want at the end of the gym, because then what's next? It's about how you feel in the whole process of running every day and getting used to that, and playing that song that you play when you start your run, and then turn that run into a bike, turn that bike into a swim. And like now when someone go, hey man, what are you into? Like, oh, I like swimming at 2 a.m. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now you're interested. You know what I'm saying? Like, now you got a whole vibe, and it's like, no, and now that's valuable. You can share that with somebody or with people or with your friends, and that's what's important. But and my tip, what I was saying, I have tips, is this book called The Game of Life and How to Play It. That is like, well, if you're watching this, just soundbite that or take that out and write that down, because if you listen to that book, you can audio or you can read it, and just listen to what's in that book and let that guide you on what you need to do, help you with a basis. And so that's for people who are struggling with that space. I'm giving you that because it is hard, and I understand. I have empathy, but it is the unfortunate truth, because it could be unfortunate for some, is you got to do your own work. Because some people, like, that could seem like, but what if I don't have this, and what if you got this and I'm missing, lacking that? How could you tell me to blank? It's like, for me, it's like, just go after it, and you have to do the work, and that's just how it is. It's just, don't complain to me, complain to life, because you're gonna get the life that you are working towards right now. If you're not putting the work in, you can't be mad. You get what you want. You get what you want in this life. So life is not happening to you; it's happening for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So we got the new line of the frames coming.
Yeah.
And what else can we be looking forward to, and how can we keep up with you?
Yeah, so you'll see us in a number of places. We were in New York, LA, we're gonna be in soon, and Tokyo as well. We outside, and it's Wisdom worldwide. We really pollinating the eyewear everywhere. And you'll be able to get your prescriptions and stuff from us. And you can follow us at Wisdom ATL on everything. And it's just Wisdom ATL, abbreviation for Atlanta, and then wisdomatl.com. Yeah, that's all our pages and everything.
One more question. All right. So what would you call this chapter right here in the book of Wisdom ATL?
Okay. And I'm going to say this too. You can get Wisdom at Todd Patrick and Shops of Buckhead, Neiman Marcus and Lenox Mall in Atlanta, Second Bedroom in Pond City Market, Citizen Supply, and then also Merge Co. inside of Fifth Plaza. So I just want to say that, so if they're on the site.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to Nicole, Key, Kim, Desi, and who else we got? I've named someone, and Dr. Courtney. Shout out to all of them for their help and just business partnerships as well. And a chapter in the book, in the Game of Wisdom, right? That's what this is.
You just got Neiman, y'all traveling.
I know what this is called. The previous chapter, I'm gonna say this first, was called sprouting. I was the plant growing out of the dirt and pushing past it to sprout. That's what my previous chapter was about, and I've completed that chapter and succeeded that chapter. This new chapter is called Watering Your Garden. So the things around me looking crazy. So I'm just putting water on them and making sure they legit, making sure they good plants to be around and good sunlight to be around, because whoever's in this garden is golden people too. And we coming together and we coming strong. And so I'm making sure my garden's on point.
That's hard. That's hard. Watering your garden. Yeah. All right, man. This was like my grade my greatest first guest ever.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No, but yeah, this is definitely like a great first guest. Just gonna wrap it up. Follow Money in the Brand on Instagram, Twitter at Money in the Brand. Check us out at www.moneybrandinthebrand.com. You can find all the branded services there and whatnot. But yeah, Latif Rashad, Fire Naya, Wisdom ATL, Money in the Brand.
Thank you.
Yeah. Stay up, stay focused, stay motivated.